Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another session of Ljubljana Talks here at IBTM World 2023 in Barcelona. With Gorazd, we have two amazing guests with us today to start off and in a way also to finish this whole experience of IBTM 2023. Now, with us, we have, of course, Petra Stušek, the CEO of Ljubljana Tourism and the president of CityDNA, and Vasyl Zhygalo from IBTM World. Welcome. Thank you very much for being here. So I will first ask a question for both of you. We have just had a first full year without COVID, without any restrictions. So how do you see the industry come back? How do you see it going forward?
Who's going first? Oh, maybe
you go first.
Gentlemen first.
If you would like. I think obviously a lot of things change post-pandemic, but I probably will try to summarize the confidence is back. So I think MICE industry quite often works on a very long cycle. So it's not about 2024, it's about 25, 26, and some of the congresses run up to 2030. And the first year where the confidence is back, so the conversations are happening now, people are comfortable to talk about 28. And I think before that, it was still a very short-term approach. That's probably one thing stood out for me.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's a look in the future. The look in the past is it really just the last year that we were still in the, under some restrictions? It sounds like ages ago, or decades, millenniums ago, and that sums up the feeling of the whole industry, because we are all looking forward, and it's not the question if it came back, it's the question of the moment now. How is not even revived, how is it happening now? It's happening all very, very quick. A lot of events are taking place that was in a way still that were postponed from the pandemic times, on top of new ones, and we all have this new focus and new KPIs and even new patterns of approach to business, and that all sums up in events like this, and in basically the fast speeding or fast going on the industry, at the moment.
Just take the mic. So, another question for both of you. We analyzed this morning the use of words. The most used word during this 20 talks plus was AI. So I need to ask you that. So what is your feeling about AI? How will help us, or is it possible that it's dangerous? So this is a question for both of you.
Do you want to take this one first?
Yeah, sure, no problem. My honest opinion is that AI is definitely a help tool. It's exciting. We learned from, let's say, hopefully, learned from the past that it needs to be developed properly in the ethic codes, because that's, for me personally, the biggest question of the near future. However, we have so many, AI can take so many things that humans were doing in the past, in a sense that humans can even deeper connect and make meetings even more, not only meaningful, but with different results, with quicker results, and most of all, with much deeper social components in how the meetings industry is working and was working in the past. So, in a nutshell, AI could be used really, is exciting, could be used really in a very smart way, exclusively for help. And that's where we should go from here on.
Probably just to add to your comments, I think AI is not the first change. It's not the first technology which changed the way we do things. I mean, we had telephones created, we had television, we had internet. And I hope what will be different with AI we as an industry, rather than being resistant to it, we take a lead and develop it in an ethical way and really get the most out of it. I think AI would have its application. Certain things it will help us to do a lot better, but it can't answer every single question. And I think at the end of the day, events are still about human connection. And that's, at least for now, AI cannot replace. So I think it would be bits where AI will transform the way we do things, but it's also things where AI wouldn't be able to help us.
I think that's a brilliant opening to my next question, actually, because we've just had this amazing experience of IBTM World in the last couple of days. So the question for you is, what were your expectations from organizer side of this event, and do you see it being achieved? And my question to you, Petra, will be, as an exhibitor here present, what do you expect from events like this?
Yeah. I think I will take a slightly broader approach. So read RX Global. We are in a business of building businesses. So if I know that yourself and others walk out from after 3 days here with better business outcomes or better results for your business, then we've done our job. And I think it would be to our customers to judge if we've done a good job or not. But if we're talking about our expectations, I mean, they've been exceeded. Absolutely. The way probably we're looking at it, the number of meetings we had, the number of buyers, the number of visitors, number of exhibitors, the number of interactions, just the general atmosphere, I think absolutely it's exceeded our expectations, hands down. But we will go back in the office, we will get all the feedback, and we will go through that, and we will say, okay, here's what we need to improve. I'm pretty sure it will be something. I hope it will be something. So.
Yeah, I have to say that the atmosphere is amazing, which tells a lot about how important these type of events are, because we not only need it, but we miss it. We are humans. We need connections in person. But what to expect from in addition, what to expect from the meetings like that is definitely quantity over quality over quantity, in a sense that it's that it has a great digital support, so you really can connect with the ones that you either came for or you have opportunity to meet new, and that in addition to make like purposeful business connections and actual closure of the business. Our expectations are also very strongly on the educational part. So we not only get to know new trends, but to be inspired by them. And that's exactly what we come here for. So the human component and educational part.
Well, question for both of you, but two sides of the coin. Actually, the trade show like this creates incredible multiplier effects for Barcelona. We learned that from Christoph Tismar yesterday, that he's really happy, and that he said actually that IBTM will stay forever in Barcelona. But how can you comment this? And Petra, for you, of course, I know that you advocate regenerative effects, and if we start with the multiplier effects and go to regenerative, this will be a nice combination. So what do you think, what is regenerative effect of such a big event like IBTM?
Thank you. I think obviously you need to look at, let's look at it scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, how far we go. Of course, having IBTM here in Barcelona benefits from all the people arriving here and staying in the hotels, going to the restaurants, and learning about the business environment, and that's a kind of immediate effect. But I wouldn't underestimate that every single exhibitor here, they meet potential buyers, and the potential buyers probably will bring either a congress or incentive programs or meetings to their city, to their town, to their country. So it would be a multiplier effect over the years. So, and then hopefully that will bring the economic benefits. But quite often I think people underestimate as well a discovery of destination. So we see some some destinations are really focusing, saying we want to become a tech cluster. And if you manage to attract a big tech conference, for example, you get all the tech specialists in your place. So they might well stay after, and they will set up their business. They will open their offices, or be it medical or anything else. So I think it depends on the strategy of the destination, and if they meet the right people here, that will have this multiple effect over the wider economy for the city or region or country.
Definitely, one cannot go without the other. That's for sure. Multiplying effects are originating from regenerative approach. However, when we talk about the regenerative approach, we're talking about leaving the place better than we came to it, as opposed to sustainability approach, doing less harm. So we are making quite a few steps forward with it. With the events like that, when we talk about the regenerative approach, we're also talking about the legacy. And with the events like that, the legacy is definitely what you said, is coming over the years to the benefit of destinations of everyone who is here. However, I do agree it's also about getting to know or immerse into culture, getting to know the destination itself. And just to add a fragment from my personal perspective, yesterday I discovered one really lovely Christmas market in one part of Barcelona. And I spoke to the lady there who was doing some craft work, and it kind of reminded me of my talk with one of our craftsmen in Ljubljana. So we started to talk about it, and I connected them already to exchange the not only views but expertise of each other, and they were both really happy because they can learn one from another, and it brings the benefit to their environment in both destinations. So if the regenerative effect is actually the sum of these type of fragments, and I'm really happy that basically a majority has the true desire to act in that way. We just need to be the ones to teach people how to experience that, how to express that, and to act upon it. And it sounds as simple as that, but it's easier said than done. However, it's going in the right direction. And it's a legacy of this type of multicultural exchange of knowledge and expertise.
I mean, this is... I think we're already going in the direction of regeneration, listening to you guys. It's beautiful. But if I quote you, we have to be really good in sustainability to be able to create regeneration, right, and regenerative tourism. So if I go one step backwards and ask you, how do you see sustainability being a part of this event? What would you say are the new new things that you've done? What are the changes? And perhaps, because Petra, you have a very broad view of this event, you've been, to so many different activities. Do you see these implementations in action? So, please.
So as RX Global, not just IBTM, but as a company, we're committed to be net zero by 2040. This is 10 years earlier than wider industry, and we sign up to this charter. So we have a very extensive progress where we drive the initiatives. I think 2023 was more about measuring the environmental impact, because you can't improve on something if you don't know actually what the impact is. Exactly. And we're fortunate enough, we run about 400 events around the year, so we do have quite a lot of data which helps us, and we work with the wider industry as well. But I think the latest things, we're looking half of our emissions by 2030. So as early as 2030, it's just 7 years away, 6 years away. So I could give you a few examples we do just here in IBTM as organisers. So the carpet you see, it's a fully recyclable carpet. So we're doing it for the first time. The water bottles, which are reusable, so we don't need to have, but they're actually made out of sugarcane. So they're fully degradable. They're not plastic as well. So the lanyards we're using for the show, they are fully degradable as well. You have the badge holders. They are made out of paper. The challenge we have with the clip, that's made out of metal, but we're working on it as well. We're looking for solution as well. So if you look at some of the features we build, maybe like our sales lounge or some others, we use recyclable materials where we can. But we're also engaged with a lot of exhibitors and sort of start having a conversation saying, what else can we do? You know, can we help you, or can we share maybe some best practices of how you can build your stand, which could be a lot more sustainable friendly. The big part in any event, doesn't matter if it's this one or any other venue, play a big part. I think it's all sorts of energy. Is it the renewable energy? And I know Barcelona doing amazing things here, and we're partnering with a lot of venues around the world around that. Waste management is a big and important topic. Probably one of the most challenging at the moment, because if you look again, if we're talking about carpet or post-show, waste is a big thing. So that's definitely would be focus for us for the next few years. We will be looking at it. So yeah, that's just some of the things we're already doing today, and we're going to just do more and more. I think 2024 would be. I think 2023, we're going to get our results back. We're going to sit down and say, okay, this is where we can have a meaningful change in the short term, and this is what we want to do in the long term. But again, we can't do it alone. You know, it's take a village, and we need to come together as an industry, from customers to venues to partners to organisers, everyone else.
Short answer to your question is yes, we can feel it. The fact, I'm truly or honestly happy that you posed this question because you had the opportunity to tell to the broader audience what you are doing, and this is the core of it. People need to not only know but also understand what the organizers are doing, and it's on top of all the measurement and actions is also very important, a good storytelling, because out of that people will follow. So the story needs to be told to people in a really appealing way, like you just did, and we will all feel even more, you know, proud to be this as part of this type of events. And I personally, Gorazd is my witness. When I came here, my first question was, "Is this recyclable?" Seriously, and he said very confident, "Yes." So, and it could be refilled. It's easy to get. We know that the tap water is safe. You know, these are all the elements that everyone here starts to understand, and it was not so self-explanatory even less than a decade ago. You know,
yeah,
so
absolutely.
yeah.
I just the number of plastic water bottles now, you hardly see any. If you would be 4 years ago at the event, it was a completely different picture. So just in 4 years, we changed the way how people think about it, which is amazing. It's just one example.
And sorry, Gorazd, I really need to emphasize that I'm really happy that you, the one thing that I wasn't aware of, that you made the comment about the carpets, because these are one of the things that I personally, that I'm really bothered with, because I know it can be a good contributor to non-sustainable approach, and I'm really happy to know what is behind it now. So amazing. Thank you for that. Yeah.
What is completely hidden from our eyes is the waste management you did this year, which is amazing, which is unique for industry. So big kudos for that. So I would say we need to think beyond just carbon footprint too. This is a kind of wrap up of our discussion. But let me ask you, what will IBTM World look like in 2030? And what Ljubljana as a destination will look like in 2030? Let's look into the future. Okay?
So 5 years from now?
Yeah.
Okay. Or 7.
It's a big question, especially we ask about artificial intelligence, which is learning so fast, so
Exactly.
it's hard to predict. What do I think IBTM will look like in 2030? I will start with sustainability. I think it will be a lot more sustainable, and it would be a lot more things which we will see as a sustainable issue. That's definitely going to happen. I think technology will help us to connect even better. I think Julius was saying this morning in the session, you know, we are here amongst 10,000 people. You can't meet 10,000 people.
Exactly.
You just want to meet people who really matter. You want to talk to them, and it's still a bit of a challenge. I mean, it's we're doing a lot of work in IBTM, but it's still a long way to go. So I think technology will help us to make these connections even better. I think we will see a lot more experiential features. It would be as much about experience as about business. I think it would be how you interact with the show. How I think we see already things are coming up. I think, like, for example, culinary. You know, I think it's a big thing for destinations and leisure in MICE. I'm pretty sure some of the customers coming saying, what about culinary experience, you know, before I can bring my event? And talking about culinary, compared to 10 years ago, a lot more people now, let's say, vegetarians, you know, is destinations talking about this sort of, are we inclusive in terms of how we provide that experience? So I think experience will play a big part. So yeah, that's kind of probably a few things.
Maybe my answer will a little bit surprise you. However, I really believe in it. I really do. We really are working towards, not only in Ljubljana, but in many destinations, that it won't change much. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Because the important thing is that tourism per se, leisure or business, should grow organically and with really focused purposes business-wise. So, number of visitors should stay approximately the same. However, number of overnight stays, expenditure, and the quality of experiences at the destinations, that should change, you know, and that we're going towards that, you know.
Super. We are coming to the end of our Ljubljana talk.
Yeah. It's very
last
close.
but not least, we have fire questions for both of you. That's always the case with us. So basically, Vasyl, for you, Facebook or TikTok?
Facebook. I've never, but Facebook.
Or it is?
I have a 13-year-old daughter. I'm afraid I'm going to soon have all of them. So nothing to do with me.
Thanks a lot.
Petra, for you, fire or ice?
Oh, wow. Obviously, I'm fire. However, I love winter, so that's a tough one. But I'll go for the ice. I can deal with if I slip, but if I get burned, it's harder.
A question for you, mountains or the sea?
Mountains every day. Mountains.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the last one, Petra, which is obvious, you are fighter for sustainable future, car or train?
Well, the obvious one is train. I love trains.
Yeah.
However, we are not everywhere developed enough, so I would go for electrical cars at the moment.
Okay. Thanks a lot for being our guests.
Thank you very much.
Vasyl, thanks for a great show you organized for us. Really, we enjoy these 3 days in Barcelona very much, and it's an amazing show. So
And thank you for
kudos.
giving the space to Ljubljana Talks.
Yes.
And we will see you next year.
Thank you.
We look forward to it.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.